Today's SVG.
Three minutes on to 11 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You're locked on to WFM 99.9, the Clean Fresh Sound, and this is your It's Your Turn program. Remember, It's Your Turn is an interactive program, so the numbers to call are 457-9997 if you're calling from a local landline, 532-9997 if you're calling from a digital cell phone, and you can also send us a message or call us on WhatsApp at 457-9997. The It's Your Turn program is being hosted by Mr. Cecil Ryan, Mr. Phil Borchon, and Mr. Joel Providence. Good morning to you, Cecil.
Good morning to you, Karen, and good morning to my colleagues in studio. I'll call the names in a while, but I just want to also say good morning to the folks who are listening on Star Radio and Garifuna Radio. We welcome you to another Issue at Hand program. We're very pleased, as usual, to have you in our company this morning, and we hope you're all ready to go. We are starting a bit late, and we do apologize. And especially one of our guests has been here very early. But we are here and we are ready to go, and I just want to welcome back in studio as our colleague, moderator, Joel. Joel, welcome back. Greetings. Good to see you.
Yes, it's good to be back.
Yes.
I didn't believe that I would have longed to be here. It took so long, and I'm not so sure. I wanted to be back in St. Vincent, but I didn't necessarily want to see Pijan and Cecil all of a sudden. Yeah, so, but maybe it's Kira and so on. Well, it's good really to be back on another issue at hand. Good morning, St. Vincent and Grenadines. I've been away for a few weeks, and when you're away, you recognize the wonder, the beauty, the grace, and the joy of being on this soil of my native land.
Mm-hmm. Philbert?
Yes, Cecil. Thank you, and good morning, Joel. Good morning to our guests, who we'll introduce in a while. It's good to be back on another edition of Issue at Hand. Joel, we love you too. So
yes, of course. Of course.
We, as usual, we're going to engage you in a lively discussion, important discussion. And you know we are always positive and developmental. Cecil?
Yes, as we have a heavy program this morning. We have a number of guests. We have in our presence right now, Minister of Education, the Honorable Curtis King. We're going to bringing him into the discussion in a while. And we also have three special youngsters with us this morning. One is here already. One name is Dion Black. Dion, good morning and welcome
Good
to our
morning.
program. Welcome to WFM.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Dion is from the West St. George Secondary School, having just got back our results from the CXC exam, right, Dion?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we're going to get back into that in a while. We also expect to have on the program this morning Denzel Wynn, also from the West St. George Secondary School. Denzel isn't here yet. He's on his way with his dad, and we hope to see him shortly. But also online, we have another youngster, Oyi Daniel from the St. Vincent the Grenadines Girls High School.
What Daniel?
Daniel Oyi. Is it Oyi or Ozi? Yeah. Zed. Oz, oh yes, Ozedi. Ozi, yeah, Ozedi. She's Zoe. Oh, how do I get her name mixed up? Zoe. I'm sorry, Zoe. Zoe Daniel. And she is from the Girls High School. She's supposed to be online. I am not sure what's happening. We'll have to find out. We'll have to get in touch with her. So she's there, and we're going to have a very warm discussion this morning, bright and upful discussion this morning on education. But there are one or two things we need to say as usual before. First of all, it's always kind of pressing thing to give or to say, express condolences. We need to do that, Pigeon and Joel, on behalf of the passing of one of Touch leading. Well, he was the guitarist, the soul guitarist for Touch, and he passed away just this week, I think, last week. So we need to express condolence to his loved ones, his surviving loved ones, on his passing. And his name is Godfrey Dublin. I know all last week, WFM had been playing tunes that he sang in tribute to his passing. And I saying to Willis, perhaps on here we may wish to this, not today, do something sometime maybe next week in tribute to Godfrey's passing. But we'll see how that goes. And there's something, gentlemen, I don't know if you guys picked it up yet, but I'm sure you have. I know you guys are always sharp on these matters. I was reading a speech from Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Honorable Kamala Bissessar, sorry. And she was saying about the presence of U.S. military machinery in our region, that she doesn't mind it. And she was also saying she doesn't have to, she didn't check her CARICOM colleagues, but she thought once it's in the interest of Trinidad and Tobago, fight against crime, quote unquote, she said, she has no problem with it. And as you know, the U.S. military presence is poised towards Venezuela, and they're claiming that is in their effort to lessen not even to lessen, they have put out a reward for the capture of the President Maduro of Venezuela. And that doesn't sound like good news, certainly not for us, for anybody who believes in peace in our region. The Caribbean being a zone of peace is not good news for us. And so I was a bit taken aback and surprised when I read the speech by the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, that she doesn't mind it. So I just wanted to raise that as a concern, certainly for me personally, and I believe for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, We can't afford to have war, or semblance of war in our region, in our backyard. Look what's happening in Palestine. Look what's happening in Ukraine. Look what's happening in Sudan, all over the world. Why there needs to be war and war? I mean, it's not good. So, gentlemen, that's my little take on that. I have a song lined up to play as well. I want to be able to play it in a while.
Can we comment? Pijan, you want to comment on what Cecil just said?
No. Well, comment on what I say or comment on the thing itself.
Well,
I don't know if you've seen it.
I understand that the cartels from South America, Central South America, are becoming the drug cartels are becoming a challenge to the Caribbean, and that I understand that's one of the reasons why Camilla Bessassa is welcoming the engagement with the U.S. forces.
Well,
I don't know that's a reasonable reason. And I haven't heard any of our leaders complain about the
I mean, any of our other leaders.
activities of the cartels. Although we hear about the cartels ever so often.
My understanding is that in recent history, there has been collaboration with our regional security system, with the U.S. Government, naval and military and etc., as well as, say, the British government. So we have had vessels, not the first time we've had vessels in these parts patrolling these waters. And if for the purpose and provided that there's collaboration with the regional security system, I don't have a basic problem with their presence having the 3 frigates in the Caribbean or in the Southern Caribbean per se. If it is just for bravado and to show, a threat to impress upon the Maduro regime that, well, okay, we are here, we can strike at any time. Well, that is not what I would be in favor of. But at the same time, I don't see anything militarily happening as a result of these vessels in the Southern Caribbean per se. But if they assert that it has to do with interdiction of drug vessels and so forth and the drug trade, I don't have a problem with it. But I would like to see it that it should really. We have a system that that works for the people of the Caribbean, and that any authority, any government, any country outside of the region should collaborate with our with the system.
Well, I haven't seen or heard anything about the involvement of CARICOM. In fact, the statement that I saw, that Prime Minister Kamala Prasad said that she didn't get in touch with any of her CARICOM colleagues, and I don't think she's necessary to do so, because as far as she's concerned, that's the business of Trinidad and Tobago, and she's taking that kind of, that's the whole position. But the point is that even before all of this, I had read where the U.S. government, and in fact I heard it on the news as well, had put out a reward to get Maduro. That I've seen it more than once. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but I've seen it more than once.
$50 million.
Right. And therefore, people use all kind of disguises to get to things, eh? And whereas I agree, I don't support the presence of or the work of the cartels, drug cartels. I really don't. I condemn that. But at the same time, you have to be mindful of all these ploys that are used by a lot of these countries under the cover of whatever to get at certain regimes that they don't want to see exist.
It's not the first time that this kind of approach has been taken by an American government.
Mm-hmm.
We, in 1989, I think you may recall, the situation with Manuel Noriega,
Mhm.
who was actually a keen and strong supporter of the U.S. government at the time. I believe, well, it was Reagan was in office just prior, and then George was senior at the time that he was picked up. And we see what has happened to Noriega. He spent quite a few years in jail in the United States, and then after that, he was moved to France on another charge. And that is, again, this is after Noriega has been virtually a supporter, strong supporter, collaborator of the US government, and so on. We have heard in many other cases before in Honduras, and we have heard known about what would have transpired in places in South America. Not quite the same, but we know what happened with Allende in 1973 and the role of the CIA in removing Allende and so forth. Now, if to say that it was 25 million, then you double it to 50 and so forth. What is the basis? Where's the evidence? Or is this something that is a secret that you can't disclose? What's the basis upon which you're going to say that Maduro was involved? Or he's the jefe of the drug cartels, either using Venezuela as a major hub and so forth. Where is it? I'm not hearing anything. It's just simply that says one thing to next and so forth. And it's unfortunate that that is the kind of world that we have to live in. In terms of the Caribbean being a zone of peace, yes, absolutely. But I feel strongly that CARICOM needs to speak as much as possible as one voice. Repeatedly, I'm saying that when it is convenient, we hold our individual country's position rather than embracing the position of the majority. And in the end, it does not work in our favor, that we have to stay united as one. And I hope that this is not another case in Trinidad's case of another Trinidad not being any ATM for the Caribbean and so forth. It's unfortunate, but we have to speak together with one voice on these issues.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate that we didn't have a CARICOM position rather than a position from the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, coming out front. Yeah.
We have also linked all these things to the practice now of denying passports or visa
Oh,
to Caribbean leaders. You heard of at least one case of Trinidad, I think it's Grenada.
Grenada,
Grenada.
the Minister of Finance,
Yes.
Cornwall.
Yeah. It's like there's no respect whatsoever. Threatening to take a US visit from a leader and preventing him or her from engaging in business, official business in the United States as a punishment. It's like taking away a child's laptop or tablet.
So, yeah, it's good that I'm glad that they had the meetings. It's more than one meeting that they had to discuss the whole question of the Cuban medical missions in the Caribbean, certainly in the CARICOM member countries. And I thought that an understanding was arrived at and so forth on this particular matter. Was there any dialogue prior to the revocation of the visa of the Minister of Finance, say with the Prime Minister of Grenada? I don't know. But I think sometimes we shouldn't, this kind of approach is not necessarily the approach that should be taken. But at the same time, it states as well that we too have to recognize the circumstances and the situation. And we have to be diplomatic from time to time without kowtowing to the wishes of supreme another power. But at the same time, we have to be practical and pragmatic and so forth. And the the Grenada cabinet should take a position on it prior, and it should take a position on it now. And I think it will not be the first time. Maybe there will be other occasions on which this thing will be addressed. But I think these are different and delicate times, and it requires the kind of leadership that is as responsible as possible without necessarily having to give in to every wish of external power.
Gentlemen, we are seeing a new threat to world peace and to the world stability of the world right now, spearheaded largely by Donald Trump of the United States, his regime, the people around him who are advising him, and he in turn is facilitating a whole set of wickedness, like in the case of the Palestinians. I mean, when you see those photos of famine in Palestine caused by Netanyahu and Trump is facilitating that, how can you sit down and be quiet as a human being? And knowing what happened to the Jews themselves, I mean, 8 years, just over 80 years ago. And look at what's happening. And that is what we're seeing. And we can't afford to have those things happening in our region. And that's why my fear is up about the presence of U.S. naval presence in our region. I mean, they seem to me they're prepared to do anything. And we have to put up strong resistance against that. And it's a pity that we're not hearing Kerry come as a one voice. At least I haven't heard it speaking out against that.
It's ironic that you said that you spoke of the threat to peace, the world peace, or peace in several regions of the world, but yet at the same time you find that the leader of the most powerful country in the world speaking about bringing peace in 6 conflicts in recent time around the world, from in Africa, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, and so forth, and that he is the one more than anyone else who's bringing about peace. And I just leave my comment there on that for the time being.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, when I hear that, like in the case of Venezuela, and they talk about creating a militia of 4.5 million people, given the size of the population and so on, it's sometimes I think that we have a responsibility to the people that we represent and protect to be as pragmatic as possible and look out for the interests of those people. And I am not sure how well the 4.5 million militia would serve, because I just don't see the United States, Cecil, going into Venezuela with 10,000, 100,000 troops. It's very unlikely that they will take that approach. They will not put boots on the ground when they have so many alternative resources to use to fulfill their objectives. And I don't know what is the purpose of the militia, what it would achieve, and especially when you think in terms of what approaches that the United States would make. And again, I think the frigates are a specific type of vessel. They're not aircraft carriers or anything like that. They're fast, they're nippy, they can take action against even small submarine vessels. They can chase down different vessels and so forth. So they have a purpose why they are deployed. Of course, there's another secondary purpose behind it that we are clear about. But I think we should take it for what it is. And I feel it for the people of Venezuela, because it has been going on too long.
We can't live with ourselves, It's in our zone. We can't live with ourselves. And by the way, it doesn't take it just that could be the spark, and then the other things follow. That's all they want. They just want to induce you into doing something, and the other things follow.
Well, then we have to act as responsibly as possible because,
Yeah.
just like in the situation with Gaza,
Yeah.
there are many who believe that that same spark that took place on October the 7th,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of years ago, that was not triggered by the couple of leaders of Hamas, but it was actually triggered, is a common view, that is triggered by persons within the cabinet of the Israeli government. That is what some persons have said. And they just, that opportunity came, and look what has happened as a result. Is this the result that if you're the leader of Hamas, is this the result that you actually wanted for the people in Gaza? Is this what you wanted? Maybe you did, maybe not. But sometimes you have to be as realistic as possible in terms of what is happening, and so on, find alternative means. I just want to add on a thing, and that is we have another UN General Assembly session coming up, and several governments have made statements that they will officially recognize the Palestine as a state. I think it is now about 20 or so who have made that declaration, including France, UK, Ireland, Australia, and others, and so forth. And each time they make that declaration, Netanyahu makes his comment about how their betrayal of what is, going to betrayal against the Jewish people in Australia.
And he goes back to the Bible.
Yes, and because he makes it,
You
it said, and then he even said, well, against the Jews who live in Australia and so on. This is what you're doing, and so forth to them. But in the meantime, what we have taken place now, or this week, we have virtually is while we continue to see what is happening in Gaza itself and the full occupation or reoccupation of Gaza City, is that we have to recognize what is happening now in the West Bank. This is virtually going to be put paid to the practicality of having a two-state solution. And something should give, and I believe that it is good that some members of the Security Council, UN Security Council, take a certain action now, but the power of the veto takes you nowhere at the end of the day.
All right, well, you got to believe that there for now. I wanted to do other things, but you have these good folks with us and they're waiting. I've been trying in the meantime to make contact with Zoe Daniel, who's supposed to come join us online, but somehow or the other, she's there, she's watching us, but she herself has not yet signed in. I'm not sure why. So hopefully she might sign in with us soon. In the meantime, I want to know. Hi, is this Zoe?
Yes.
Okay, great. We're hearing you, but we're not seeing you, but that's all right once we can hear you. So we want to welcome you to our discussion on Issue at Hand this morning. And this is Zoe Daniel, who from the Girls High School. She also did CXC and she's like you guys. She just passed, and we're going to get into those details in a while. But while we were talking, another youngster has joined us in the person of Denzel Wynn. Denzel, good morning, and welcome to the program. Good to have you. How are you doing? You good? You good? All right. I want to thank your parents. In your case, your dad, because I was in touch with him, for making it possible for you to be here with us this morning. And I want to thank also your mom, Susan, Deanne, for making it possible for you to join, for you to join us this morning. Thank you very much. And as I said to you earlier, this is Issue at Hand, people listen and people watch, but feel free in this program here. Once you're here in the company of Joel and Pijan and myself, it's easy. We have fun. That's usually what you do, right, Pijan?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Pijan himself was a teacher. I think your dad told me he taught him at St. Martin. Did he tell you so?
No,
Oh.
I don't think I remember.
Okay, well, I spoke with your
I don't
dad.
remember that.
And he told me that Pijan taught him at St. Martin. So, and in fact, you're in the midst of teachers right now. All of us in here were at one point in time teachers. So yes, again, thanks to your parents for facilitating you. And Zoe, I hope your parents are listening to you. Zoe, are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. So I am extending thanks to your parents for allowing you to be on the program with us this morning. And just to let you know, we have Minister King, Minister of Education. He's in the studio here with us this morning as well. What are we going to do? No, Joel was just telling me we should put the mic to you because you haven't spoken yet. But you did, didn't you?
Yes, please.
Just raise the mic up. Right. Okay, so you can reach.
Okay.
All right, so we are good to go here, and we'll come back to bring in Minister King in a minute. But I want to play this little thing here as introduction.
Education, this is the foundation. Our rising population needs sound education to be recognized anywhere you go. Have your certificate to show, to enjoy any kind of happiness. Knowledge is the key to success. Children go to school and learn well. Otherwise, later on in life, you won't catch real hell. Without an education in your head, your whole life will be pure misery. You're better off dead. For there is simply no room in this whole wide world for an uneducated little boy or girl. Don't allow idle companions to lead you astray. To earn tomorrow, you got to learn today.
So yes, I just thought I'd play that song. You guys, that was composed and produced long before you were born, even maybe before your parents were born. But this is the person who's singing is a man called the Mighty Sparrow. He's from Trinidad, well, originally from Grenada, but he has lived in Trinidad all his life, and he's Joel, how you describe him? You're the man of how you describe him in terms of his calypso?
Well, he remains the
king.
the king, Calypso king of the world.
Of the world, yeah.
And he's now 90.
Just gone 90.
90 years.
Yeah, 90 years old. But that was when he was young, of course. So, and he's giving advice. I'm sure he still give that advice. And you three persons here, and Zoe and you and Celia, I'm sure you have taken that kind of advice, even if you didn't hear it from him. You must have heard it from your parents and your friends and so on and so forth. So it's good to have you in. So let's begin with you, Diane. Tell us which school you go to.
West St. John Secondary School
Well, you gotta tell us where that is.
in Billy.
If we were to leave Tong or Arnoldville at one of those Arnoldville Gap, how do we get to Billy?
Catch a van.
No, suppose you don't have money to pay van.
Then you could walk.
Or we walk.
That's
From
like a
Fountain.
answer.
Okay. Okay, from Fountain and away.
Uh-huh.
Get down to Honnesville Plainfield.
Fountain and walking.
Okay, okay. So you walk up to Billy.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Yeah, that's the correct direction. Pull the mic towards you. That's the correct direction?
Yeah.
All right. And so do you guys walk to get to school? Or how do you do?
Sometimes my father drop me,
Okay.
but
Um,
but usually when school done, I just had to walk home.
Walk back.
Yeah.
Walk home. Where's home for you? Where do you live?
Fountain.
Fountain?
Yeah.
That's easy walk for you, man. Yeah.
It is right then.
Exactly. The right.
It is right then.
Yeah. And for you, Diane?
I catch van.
Oh, it's a long
Yeah.
walk.
Not really. I could walk over the hill from Glen.
Uh-huh.
And when I reach Fountain, I could also walk in. I could catch a van. But
Okay.
yeah, I'd rather catch one.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. And you live at Glen?
Yes, please.
Okay. For those people who are listening and don't know where Glen is, how would you describe where Glen is? Don't tell me you got to take the van. Glen is above Calico, you say?
Yeah, above Calico. Yeah.
You know, Joel is kind of your neighbor. Joel live in that. Joel, is that where you live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I
remember
think I
him?
just see the vehicle. Yeah, I think I just see the vehicle pass.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Joel, on radar. You on radar.
Okay. Let us say no more on that.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So you guys, how is life at West St. George?
It's nice. It's a good school.
Okay. And Denzel, you said the same thing?
Well, yeah, yes.
Yeah, okay. How long?
Well,
Go ahead, sorry. Go
It
ahead.
filled with a lot of good teachers,
Okay.
and that's one thing a lot of schools should have. A
Mhm.
bunch of good teachers,
Yeah.
and a lot of activities also that other schools may not have,
Okay, like what?
like table tennis,
Oh,
and
okay.
you have volleyball.
Okay. How about music? You all have pan there?
Yes.
Pan side?
Yes.
You play pan? I'm a pan.
No.
pan Diane, you play?
No, please.
Thumbs down for you two guys, man. You should be playing pan, man. Yeah, okay. So West St. George is a good school.
Yes.
It's a good school. How long you been going there?
About 5 years.
5
well,
years.
5 years now.
Yeah. And you two?
Same.
Oh, you pull the mic when you want to speak. Eh?
Yeah, same.
Same?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Which primary school did you all go to?
Fairhall Government
Oh,
School.
you went to Fairhall, just above up there by
Yeah.
you. Mm. And Denzel?
Kingston Papate School.
Oh, you went to prep school?
Yeah,
Kingston. Okay. So you still have to, you used to walk. Not really.
No.
You used to,
My parents do not trust me catching a van when I was young. I just had to walk to meet my mommy walk,
yeah.
and then when she don't walk, I had to come up with her.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you went to prep and all right. So you guys just got back results.
This is one thing to note about this group, that they started school, I think, in 2020.
But that's the start of yeah.
And 2020, we know, is a special year for many reasons.
Remind our listeners, Peter.
Well, it was an election year.
Okay. Okay.
It was also the year that the COVID pandemic started. And I think we had, up until they graduated, we had a couple natural disasters of war that we could speak about.
Okay.
Elsa, I think Beryl would have ended their, almost ended their school life. But it's an interesting cohort.
Yeah.
That should merit some attention.
And Zoe, are you hearing us?
Yes, please.
Tell us about your own situation in terms of school. When did you start going to the girls' high school? You go to the girls' high school, right?
Yes.
Which year did you start there?
I started in 2020 when I graduated from primary school.
Which primary school you went to?
Kingston Preparatory School.
Oh, so you might know Denzel then.
Well, I do not,
Yes,
I do not recall.
Okay. All right. Okay, and well, tell us a bit about schooling for in terms of the girls' high school.
Well, when I was starting girls' high school, we got relocated to on the Annisville tarmac, and it was trouble at first, but it was great.
You said
girls'
at first it was what you said at first?
It was hard at first,
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, but it was good when going into other farms. So high school was very great.
Okay. All right. And where do you live? Where do you live to go to?
I live Queen Drive.
Queen Drive.
Yes.
Oh, so you could just run down the hill and go down to high school then?
Yes.
You did that?
Well, no.
Okay. All right. So you took a bus just like Dion said.
And I had private vehicle transportation.
Oh, I see. You had private vehicle. Your parents.
No buses going Queens Drive from us.
No. Yeah.
There's a little private taxi service of sorts. If
Okay.
from you can go to my KFC and so on if you don't have transport.
Okay.
Nothing else going on Queens Drive.
But Joel, that's your terrain as well.
Yeah,
Kind
I lived most of my life in Queens Drive.
Okay. So you have everything covered. You have
So I can identify and relate to the person. Even Curtis King I can relate to.
Okay. All right. So yes, Zoe. So you went to the girls' high school, and how was it there though? Did you tell us? You said it
Yeah.
was challenging at the beginning, but it turned out good.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about you guys. Part of the same members of the same cohort, as Pijan pointed out, 2020 start at high school. Let's talk about how your performance at CXC. Who wants to tell us first? Okay, I think the mic is in front of you, Dion. Tell us what's your performance?
I did 9 subjects and I got 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to share with us the subjects you did and the grades?
Yes, please. I did English, Science, Social Studies, Geo, EDPM, IT, POB, POA, and Maths.
Okay.
Yeah, and Maths is the one I did not get.
Okay. We come back to that just now.
Yes.
But you want to share anything else with her in terms of the grades and so on?
Yeah. For English, I got a grade 1.
Okay.
For Science, I got a grade 2. For Social Studies, I got a grade 2. For Geo, I got a grade 3. EDPM, a grade 2. IT, a grade 3. POB, grade 2. POA, grade 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Denzel, in your case?
Cecil,
Oh, sorry, Pijan. Yeah.
I know we have the techno jargon.
She called somebody.
She calls some names that
Yeah.
I don't think
They
our
went over
listeners
my
might
head.
be familiar with. For
Right over my
example,
head, but can you
Geo,
Yes.
EDPM.
you can tell us what those are?
Yes.
Our listeners.
Yes. Tell our
Pijan
listeners.
is asking. What is? Yeah.
Yeah, because the average listener might not know what is EDPM or what is Geo.
Geo is geography.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just a sharp up, right?
Okay. I used to love geography myself. I didn't know it was in those days. We didn't know it was geo. All right. So, yes, Denzel. In your case, how many? What was your?
So I did 9 subject overall, 9 general CSEC subjects, and out of the 9 I got all 9.
Okay, congrats.
So
Yes, go ahead.
so uh, I got EDPM grade 1, English A grade 1, Information Technology grade 2, Social Studies grade 2, Integrated Science grade 2, Principal Business grade 2, Principal Accounts grade 2, Mathematics grade 3, and Geography grade 3.
Okay. So you both did mathematics.
Yes.
You know, my name is Louis.
Louis?
Yes.
Yes.
You know him?
Yeah.
He's my close friend. And he told me he used to go to the
Oh.
school.
He just make us get. He just give us classes sometimes.
Right.
Back in Farm 4, but we never go back when we go Farm 5 now.
Oh, okay. He's my good friend. And he might be listening to the program right now, actually. But he did tell me, I know that he used to give scratches. He used to assist at the Western George Secondary School. So Diane, you know him too?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you'd have to account to him why he didn't do better in mathematics. Did he reach out to you?
No, please.
No? Okay, I'm sure he might in the future, knowing him. So good. Congrats to both of you. And let's get
Thank
on
you.
to Zoe. Zoe. You're leaving us, man. You're leaving us.
Yes.
Tell us about your own performance.
Well, I set 10 CXC and I passed all 10.
Okay, all right. What were they and what were your grades?
So for chemistry, I got grade 2, biology, grade 1, economics, grade 2, English A, grade 1, English B, grade 2, geography, grade 2, information technology, grade 1, integrated science, grade 1, mathematics, grade 1, principal of accounts, grade 1.
Okay, wonderful. Congrats again.
Thank you.
But I want to ask you, well, Zoe, can I ask you first of all, do you know the results of your entire your school?
No.
Oh, you don't. Do you know? Do you?
No.
Okay, it's an individual thing. All right, so we'll keep it there. Although I've heard some. Although I've actually, yeah, I've heard some feedback, but I know generally that your school did well.
Yes, please.
That's what I was told, that your school did well, and I want to congratulate, on behalf of the program, of course, on the station, congratulate your entire school population, and in particular your principal and the teachers for working and enabling you all to perform well in the CXC exam. That goes to Zoe as well. So that goes to you as well.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I want to hold on. I mean, we're going to come back to you. I don't know if Pijan or Joel has any question for either of you or all of you. Joel? John?
No, not at this time.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But I just, first of all, did you have any goal in mind when you went into Form 4 and then into Form 5 as to what you want to do at the community college? Assume, first of all, that you want to attend the community college, both of you,
Yes, please.
and you had an idea in mind what subjects you wanted to do at the community college.
Yes, please.
Denzel Noel? Not sure. Okay.
Denzel, did you say not? We didn't hear you. Sorry, that's why.
Not sure yet. Well, back in Farm 4, but now when I enter college, when I apply for college, now I know what subject I want.
Oh, okay. You don't know what subjects you want to do yet.
No.
Oh, that's what you're answering to Joel.
Yeah.
Okay. But you intend to go to community college?
Yes.
Oh, you do intend? That's what I wasn't clear about. You do intend to go
Yeah,
to
I intend to go
community college? Okay. And we remember we have Zoe online as well. Zoe?
Yes, please.
And do you know what you want to do at community college, assuming that that's where you want to go?
Yes.
Do you care to share with us at this point, or? Not
Um,
necessarily.
I plan to do biology, chemistry, and pure mathematics.
Okay. Okay.
And to both of you, what you plan to study? What subjects, broadly speaking?
Well, I plan to do business studies at community college, and also computer science, and maybe information technology.
Okay. And
No, not information technology. Sorry. Environmental science. I mean,
Okay.
okay, so because I think there's all right. So to get a sense, business and environmental science. Okay, and
Yes. I also plan to do business in maybe the accounting side and also mechanics.
You mean auto mechanics?
Yes, please.
That's interesting. Okay, power to you. Power to you. I like that.
they may seem far apart, but they're not.
They are connected.
They're connected.
Business, yes. But why did you, out of curiosity, why that's your line of thinking? Why?
I just always like cars, so I just want to know
Okay.
how to fix them, and so I don't have to spend a lot of money. I know fix them myself.
And how to build them?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah.
Could I ask a general question to all of them? How did you keep focus? I know it is easy to be distracted as a young person engaged in school these days. How did you keep focus? What advice would you give to other students who will be following in your footsteps?
well, I won't say it's easy. I won't say it's easy to study because myself, it get very hard, difficult to study. But as you put your mindset and follow, if you get a study guide or study routine and follow that like almost every day when it comes close to exam, that's where I set my mind to. I won't just, but also get balance. You can't just be focused on studying alone. You just have to have a balance. At least play a game also.
Or play pan.
Oh yeah, just play that. Or play that. Or
Okay.
play any activity you want, like football.
Yes.
Just get your mind off of studying for a while, and then you could go back at it.
I have two questions. First of all, maybe forgive me if I didn't listen as attentively as I should have, but did you mention the subject of history?
History?
Did either of you hear the student pursue
No.
history? History. Is there any reason why it was not an option considered?
I just do not like pass. I just do not like pass.
I like that.
I just do not like pass.
Or even though that the past informs the present. and
I
the
mean,
present
that's
informs the
true.
future.
That is true. But then again, history just a subject. It's just not for me. I just don't like to talk about like Christopher Columbus and stuff.
Especially how he lied about coming to the
Yes.
Caribbean.
I would let Pijan respond to that one in particular. But and you, why didn't you take? pursue
It was
history?
offered at the school, but we had to pick between history, PE, and geo and Spanish. So I went for G.
So it was 1 out of 4.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, but all 4 to me seem they should be foundational subjects, But all right, so you
And that is why people like me have no problem with students doing 20 subjects or more.
Well, let me ask you guys, what do you think of that? And Zoe too, coming on this one. Philbert, who was a teacher, he has no problem with students doing 20, 25, maybe subjects. What do you think of that?
I think it's not a bad thing, to be honest, because we need these subjects. And the more subjects you get, I feel is you have more opportunities to get different types of work.
But Denzel said a while ago that studying is hard, and it is hard.
It is hard.
So Denzel, what do you think of the idea?
Well, me personally,
Yeah.
I think that might be you will be overwhelmed
Okay.
with as much subject that is 20 subject is a lot.
Yeah.
And for us to like, I won't say all of us, but for us to like get 9 and 10 and 12, and all don't start stressing, I think 20 might be a little bit too much for the new gens at least, for the upcoming.
Okay. All right. And Zoe, what do you think?
Well, doing 20 subject is a great thing, but like studying is gonna be a lot of pressure. And to me, when doing 10 subject was a lot itself, because you have to have a lot of determination into studying all those subjects.
Do you know of anybody in your group, meaning who did exams this year, who did more than 10? Do you know anybody?
Yes.
You do, so you know anybody?
Yes.
How many did the person do?
I think it's 11 or 12.
Okay. And do you know if the person passed all 11 or 12?
I'm not sure.
Likely
Okay.
they did. Most likely.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I have another.
Yes, Jeff.
I want to respond on this question about whether the 20 or the 10 and so on, but I'll just make a quick comment on that. I was in London just two days ago, and on I think it's Thursday, I walked by a school in the area where I was staying, and the children were there with their parents to collect their results. And it was cold, it was dark, but they were there from the time the sun came up. And I could tell that if the parent held the results and they got it in an envelope, if they held the results in an envelope, but the parent was proud. They weren't so proud when they say, you hold that. That's yours. That's what you have achieved and unachieved. But by and large, and they do what is called GCSE.
Yeah.
It used to be called GCE long ago in my time, but they vote to limit the subjects to 8 or 9 in the UK. There's not 20 and so forth. And their grading system is different. They go from 1 up to 9 and so forth. And most persons try to get like 7 or 8 and so on. And below 4 is regarded as a failure. So the system is a little bit different. But I just put it for what it is worth, is that in that system, in that environment, that they focus on these core subjects, and then they allow the children to participate in other things that can provide for them a well-rounded foundation for their life to come. So I just wanted to make that, and I just want to indicate that I am generally in support of that approach. Maybe you can add a few more subjects once they are as foundational as possible, but not necessarily all the way up. But I just want to ask this second question. I've heard the comments that children of today, they do not like to read. And what is your view on this whole concept of reading? Whether it's reading a history book, or reading a newspaper, or reading a good story online, or what is it that do you think that our young Vincentians, do we read enough?
Well, yes. I generally think that we read enough, but that question, I ain't too sure about that question.
Do you guys, any of you guys belong to a reading club or something like that? Do you?
No.
No, you don't. Diane,
No.
and Zoe, you belong to a reading club?
No.
But how you respond to the question that Providence is asking?
Well, I don't really think we read enough. Because myself, I find it very hard to open a big textbook with a lot of words and just sit down and read through it. So I think we does not read enough.
Still, I could recall as a student seeing novels, particularly westerns, around the school compound. I could also recall as a young teacher having to ask children to put away other reading material other than the textbooks. And in the latter years as a teacher, hardly any reading material of that nature. Showing there's a decline in at least reading for pleasure.
When I was in Form 4 at the grammar school, we had a library. I was actually, myself and the late Donnie De Freitas, we were the co-librarians and so forth. And the boys used to borrow the books. I think, I understand the change in times. I understand that fully. But I remember we used to have books of interest, the Hardy Boys and all those kinds of
Boys
stuff,
and Nancy,
and those westerns and so forth. And persons would be anxious, compete to see who can read off all 39, all 40 Hardy Boys books and so forth. And they'll borrow a book overnight, and maybe in 2 days they bring back the book, and so, things like that. But reading, I know now that we have the device, and there are things in it we want to play games, we want to do a number of things on the device, which is fine, we understand that. But we got to find a way in which reading could be as appealing as well to our young person, because the more you digest, you get, in addition to the knowledge, it helps with your expression and your worldview and so forth. So it is, I would just urge and impress as many persons as possible to read as much as they can. I understand the point. I think one of you, I think is, so you made a point that when, see the textbook, that is this huge textbook, that it is intimidating more than anything else. But it's a way in which we got to find a way in which we can actually pass on knowledge to the students in such a way that they're not fearful of what is before them and so forth. But at the same time, it's important for young Vincentians to take up as much as they can a book of interest.
The government for which Minister King, and we will hear from Minister King in a while, is a part, has been placing a lot of emphasis on education, educating young people. What do you think? Is it a good idea, bad idea, or what?
I think it's a good idea because I actually had a right one. I think it's a good idea because education is the key to personal and national development. By investing in education, the government can empower young people to contribute to the country's growth and prosperity. So I think it's very important.
And Denzel, what do you think of it? You
Yes,
think it's a good idea? That
yes, I
government-
think it's a very good idea, as it can help young people to get more job opportunity easier and reducing the risk of unemployment on others young persons.
And Zoe?
Yes, I strongly believe it's a good idea, as young people now these days are having troubles. It's a key to helping young people have more opportunities, and it's helped the entire country move forward.
Well, just this week, was it? I mean, last week, I heard the announcement that government, whereas last year, the government provided 2,000 bursaries and scholarships. This year, the number has gone up to 3,000. Have you heard that information? Have you heard that? But anyway, do you intend to benefit from any of these bursaries or scholarships?
Yes, please.
Oh, well,
Of course,
okay.
I actually love that.
Okay. So what are your plans in terms of that? Do you plan to well, you're on your way to community college?
Yes.
Yes, but when you go, so while you're at community college, you'd be preparing yourself to take advantage of those bursaries and scholarships?
Yes, I am. After I don't graduate from college, that's where I'll be heading. I will follow my studies there.
Okay. Zoe,
Yes, I'll definitely take advantage.
you think it's a good idea for the government to increase the number to 3,000 this year?
Yes. Well, because it will create a lot of opportunities to young people who does not have the amount of financial need to send their child away to
I mean,
study.
parents.
Yes.
Have you guys been talking to other young people in your class, in your school, in your community about these ideas, about scholarships and education. Have you guys been talking to anybody?
Yes, please.
Like who and what's
I
it?
encourage my brother to keep his head high because these days I find like a lot of boys not taking their education serious.
Okay. Denzel, she talking about you. Not you, not you. Not you, because you have taken yours seriously.
Yes, yes.
All right. Oh, so some of them. Yeah, okay. Do you talk to your friends in your school or your community about education?
Yes.
And
Yes.
how do they feel?
Well, most of my friends are very hardworking,
Okay. Okay.
and we also just join a group call and study together.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So we just yeah, we just
So for you all, education is important.
yes.
Yeah. All right.
So, but based on the number of subjects you people did, and you've done so well, were you part of a North class or anything like that? Were you considered a North?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You mean other students thought you guys were notes?
Yes. War class.
Maybe.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
And was
Oh.
there any bullying as a result? Or not really.
No. No.
Okay. Zoe, were you a note too? Were you-
Well,
They saw you, your fellow students saw you as a nerd?
I am not sure what I will say. Kind of, maybe.
Say what?
Maybe.
Maybe? Okay. All right. So what? Okay. So so, so I'm sorry I'm laughing because just Pigeon now always asks these kind of questions, because precisely because you're a teacher, you understand young people and what they're thinking. So, but how do you feel? You think you were a nerd?
To be honest, a little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. Because while everybody been like other students been just don't care. I was there studying and trying to put in the work.
Okay.
So I feel like I was a little bit of a nerd.
But now that you paid off, what would you think?
I feel good.
Okay. So being a nerd sometimes is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Denzel, you were saying you agree with her?
Yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah. So
At
it's
the end of the
good
day, it will pay off in the end.
to- Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Studying is very important.
All right. And Zoe, you agreed?
Yes.
All right. All right. So you guys just relax a bit. Let me just focus on now the man who is in charge of education and who has to make a lot of decisions about what money goes into education and so on. The Honorable Curtis King, Minister of Education. Minister King, welcome to the program. We're bringing you in late, but that's all right.
That's all right. Good morning, Cecile, Pigeon, and Mr. Providence. Yes, Mr. Providence.
But I don't understand. He said, good morning, Cecil, Pigeon, and Mr. Providence.
He is my former teacher.
Oh, I see. Oh, I
Yes,
see.
and good morning to listeners home and abroad. And of course, a pleasant good morning to our many students, and especially those three who are here with us. Zoe, Daniel, is Daniel? Denzel, sorry. And who's the next one?
Diane.
Dion. Yes. And let me congratulate you on your performance. And I've done it publicly in a general way, but let me say specifically to you three, congratulations, and hope that this is not the end, but just the beginning of greater things to come. And continue pursuing your goals. That is what we would like.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Cecile.
Yes, it's good to have you in studio, as usual. We thought we would start with the concrete, meaning the students who have performed in CXC, and to have you listen to them, hear what they say, and to have you respond. Well, we were listening to the 3 students, but you have a broader picture of the overall performance. Can you share with us?
Yes,
Yes.
of course. First, though, I must say that we are still without some results.
Okay.
And whatever I say might not be the final in terms of the figures. If you take, for example, the girls' high school, they're still without the results for their social studies exam for an entire class. You're talking about 33 or so students, and that could be significant. And also the St. Joseph Convent, MESPO, they too, an entire class ungraded. So and there are some other schools, but we are getting there. Hopefully, early into the next week, we should be in a position to have all the results in.
Sorry, Minister, you mean next week or this week?
Sorry, this week.
This week.
Because today Sunday, yes. But I must say, from what we have, the indication is that our students have improved their performances. If we look at CSEC on a whole, the trend is upwards, okay? And last year we had a general overall percentage pass rate of 73, just over 73% for students within the secondary schools. This year we had 28 institutions taking the exam. That is to say 27 secondary school and a technical institute. And the performance of our students is above, I'd say right now in excess of 78%, which is quite significant.
And Minister, is that better than last year?
Yes, last year was 73.
Okay.
Point something. So the point I'm making is that basically we went through a very difficult period, and I like when somebody identified that these students started their secondary education in 2020, and we know that 2020 was the year when the COVID-19 pandemic affected us. And after 5 years, after many challenges, and don't forget the volcanic eruptions in 2021, Elsa, just after that,
and
last year, Beryl. Yes. The fact is that the students have done well. Okay. I must say, Cecil, very often we identify these 2 important subjects in any assessment of the results. Talking about English A, that is how we call it now, English A, meaning English language, without the literature. So English A and mathematics. In terms of the English A, we have seen a consistent upward trend in the performance of the students in English A, to the extent that we moved from about 61% back in, say, 2024. We are now above 85% pass rate in English A. So we have seen an upward trend. Where mathematics is concerned, the figure is not that good. And in fact, in looking at the figures, we have declined, because back in 2014, the percentage pass rate was about 47%. Last year it was 31.60%. And this year it is little below 31, actually is about 30.5%, which shows that math has been fluctuating. And if we look at it from 2014 to now, it's really a decline. So that while the students continue to do good generally, we still have a persistent challenge in mathematics. And it's something that we are seeking to address. Interestingly, while you had the students on, I note that 2 of them, I think 2 of them indicated that they did not participate in the lessons the extra classes, if you like, for mathematics while they were in Form 5. I think you all indicated that in Form 4 you did, but you did not participate while you were in Form 5. Any particular reason?
Can you pass? Yeah, Denzel.
Yeah.
I just think if I commit with the classes, I just get know other subject areas and focus more to maths. If I focus more to math, I feel like I lack with English and other subjects.
Okay. What about you?
But you passed maths.
Maths. I was going to note. He passed maths.
Yeah, he did.
Yes.
He said.
What about you, Dion? You are not so successful in maths. So, what was your challenge in terms of participating in the lessons?
To be honest, I did not know that they were still having it until like late. And also our maths teacher used to come to school and give us lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Cecil, I raise that because what I note is that at the CPA level, there was a large participation in terms of students attending the extra classes. Well, let me indicate that what happened, the government recognizing the inconsistent performance in maths, we decided that we were going to provide extra classes as an immediate step. Basically, we have a series of initiatives for enhancing the maths program, but an immediate step was providing extra classes. Since throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we know that there are a number of private classes, and those students who can afford will naturally access these programs. But there are a number of students who can't afford the fees, and hence the government decided that they would pay the fees by having extra classes and pay the teachers to do so. What I noticed that quite a large number of the CPA students, they participated, whereas for the CXC classes, the participation was not that high. In fact, some schools indicated they already had programs, while others, while they participate, the numbers was not that large. Okay, it is too early to assess whether or not, the impact of that on the results. But certainly that was just one of several initiatives that we are going to embark on, and we have already started, because as you would know, there's a next program where, through funding from the Global Partnership for Education, we are embarking on a 3-year program, basically, where we would be enhancing the capacity of the teachers to deliver the math program in primary and secondary schools. And that program has already commenced and would be even further elevated in the new term. But coming back to the results, as I'm saying, the students did well, and the schools. Now, I mean, we say it every year, the Girls High School is among the top school throughout the English-speaking Caribbean that participate in the CXC program, and they have consistently returned very high grades.
Even and you say throughout the Caribbean?
Yes.
Okay.
Even without the social studies results for an entire class, their result is over 98%, and it is likely to go up a little bit, because you expect that they would have 100% pass in social studies. Yes, and there's also a next subject, industrial technology. Not so many students, but they are also ungraded, so they are expecting results there. The St. Vincent Grammar School, their percentage pass rate is in excess of 94%. I mean, you know, those two schools are always out there, but they're not too far ahead of the St. Martin Secondary School. And in fact, sometimes St. Martin Secondary also go beyond the grammar school. This year, the St. Martin Secondary School recorded pass rate of over 89%. And we have the convent, Kingston and Mespo. Kingston is like 85% thereabout, and Mespo is about 83. And I'm going to call a special school, but just before I do that, and Thomas Saunders is 88%. So basically, we have 2 schools in obtaining pass rate of over 90% and 6 with over 80%. There would be 5 between 70 and 79. Now, one of our new schools, the Kanawan Secondary School, this is their 3rd year, I think, yes, since they have been taking CXC, and they have consistently done well. The very first year they did the exams, they recorded a pass rate of over 89%. Now, one could have argued that that cohort comprised of students who were on St. Vincent, and after the school opened, they returned so that they might have benefited, let us say. I'm just saying what some persons might have argued. So they would have benefited from 2 years of instruction on St. Vincent. But the very next year, when the first cohort actually wrote the exams, and even so, I shouldn't even say the first cohort, because that group also had some students who returned. And they did well again, 69%. But this year, when we could see the students who wrote this year actually started this school, the percentage is 85% pass rate. I mean, that is quite
Despite burial.
Despite burial, despite pandemic, despite all the challenges that they had. So that is quite significant. And I want to make the point too, that it clearly shows that once we have students in numbers attending various institutions. When I say various institutions, let me go over that. In the case of the students on Beckway, quite a large number of them come to St. Vincent on a daily basis. I don't know if persons know that. They travel by boat on a daily basis. Yes, to get to the grammar school, the St. Martin's, convents, both of them, Mespo and Kingston, and I think it's Bishop's College, but 5 or 6 schools every day, right? The Seventh-day Adventist school in Beckway, for example, their percentage pass rate is above 80, okay? And I'm using that in the same example that I'm going to use with Kanawan. In the case of Kanawan, their students are no longer in the numbers that they used to come to St. Vincent. And we see what is happening. I make the point all the time. Once we develop these institutions by providing them with the necessary resources, human and physical, the students can go there and perform just as good as coming to Kingston.
Thanks for making my point for me again, please.
Yes, I mean, the records are showing that. The data is showing that. And I really want to commend the leadership of these institutions and the teachers and other stakeholders. I always have to bring in this point. There are a number of institutions and individuals who sponsor students and all contribute to their adequate preparations for these examinations. And we must not forget them. And I always commend the bus drivers, because they are too, the van drivers. Some of them miserable, yes. But the truth is,
driving. Some of them miserable driving.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's a challenge. I mean, with the noise, the speeding, but the truth is, they provide an important service. Mm-hmm. And in most schools, they'll tell you that the students get to school. We want them to get to school earlier, yes, in many cases, but they provide a valuable service. And we must not forget also those who provide nutrition. I call it nutrition, the food, whether they're in the tuck shops or those persons, vendors who are selling close to the schools and so on. And I always identify the Ministry of National Mobilization because the social protection services that we need and the support that we need for many of our students comes from that institution. And I always have to big them up for working closely with us. And especially now, not that it never used to happen, but it is happening more regularly now. The input of the Ministry of Health, yes, that is also crucial. So I just want to commend all the stakeholders in this process. And I'm really happy with the response of our students despite the challenges. Nevertheless, we still have a lot of work to do because, as I'm saying, mathematics, we have to build our society on maths, leveraging maths, science. And if we don't have our students performing, we are going to face challenges.
I have a question, and it has to do with the pass rate by gender. But before you come to respond to that, I just want to slip in something as well. As you mentioned, the stakeholders who contribute. I think about BRAXA, the summer repair program.
Of course, how could I miss BRAXA? My apologies, of course. BRAXA doing so much good work. Sometimes people don't realize the challenges they have, but they help. And I'll put it this way. We have very old school plans and they are going to present challenges. And every now and again, we have to use these school plans for different functions that even increase the wear and tear. And every year we have to ask BRAXA to execute projects at enhancing these institutions. We could never complete the process. And sometimes, in all fairness to BRAXA, they get the resources very late and hence cannot complete all that is necessary.
You mean before school time? Before opening of school? But they do get it?
Yes. Okay. So, yes.
And the question about the pass rate by gender?
Yes. Again, and we have a youngster in the Ministry of Education in the project unit, a Mr. Carr. And I'm calling his name because he has great potential. But earlier this year, he did a little analysis of our performance between 2018 and 2024. And I was particularly interested in the difference in terms of the performances of the genders. Okay? And what I discovered between 2018 and 2024, you had a low of about 2-point-something% difference to a high of about 7% difference. I would say generally, on an average, the females outperform the boys. The range is about 4.5%. It is not as bad as we think it is. Of course, we want the boys to be even closer to the girls, or even level with the girls. But the truth is, I was surprised at the records because it was always being said that the boys are doing so badly in comparison to the girls. But the data, at least for the 2018 to 2024 period, is not that significant. Yes?
Yeah,
I know.
That's not bad. Actually, I thought that it would have been worse,
Yes.
or the gap would have been wider.
Wider.
Because I saw the results for the GCSE out of the United Kingdom.
Yes.
And the gap is significantly wider than that, where the females outshine in fact, in London, they say when you go on the tube underground, there's this lady who comes in the system, says, mind the gap.
Yes.
Right? That is between the platform and the train.
Yes.
And that is how the news actually stated the results of the GCSE. Mind the gap.
Yes.
The gap between the females and the males.
Yes, the males are catching up. But one of our students said something I don't know how many of you paid attention to it. She was saying that it might have been Denzel saying that the males are generally losing interest.
No, it was
Diane. It was Diane.
Diane.
Yes, lagging behind, which suggests to me, if that is common across the schools, with this performance that they have, with a greater level of motivation, they should be empowered with the girls. Yes, and we see it every year with the CPA. You know, the top performers, most of the times, if you notice, especially of recent times, are the boys. You look at it.
In the CPA.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to Denzel. Denzel, he passed mathematics. What did you do extra to enable you to pass mathematics? Did you do anything extra? Or
Yes, I did.
what did you do extra?
I did. I watched some past papers to help me get better understanding of what they may bring, CSEC. I also watched some YouTube videos to help me understand topics that I didn't understand, fully understand.
Okay.
And not only that, my father also helped me.
Okay.
So let me ask him a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course.
Did you utilize AI in any practice? And
Yes, I did. I did. That's the first thing that I thought of, using AI as my advantage to get questions to try answer it myself.
You did a lot of practice, did you? Okay.
And some of them practice, they didn't come on the exam.
Oh, I see. But you have them for next time. You have them for next time. Yeah. But you think it's important to do the practice?
Yes, I think it's very important.
To keep practicing.
Yeah.
Just forgive me for my ignorance, but is there a school-based assessment component for the mathematics?
Yes.
And what percentage of the total is?
I'm trying. I think it might be around 22% or something like that. I don't have the exact.
I think it's generally 20%
Yes.
in most cases.
Yes.
And Zoe, did you say you passed mathematics as well, Zoe?
Yes.
Okay. What did you do? Did you do anything extra to enable you to be successful at mathematics?
Yes, I got extra classes.
Privately.
Yes.
Okay. And did you do a lot of practice of, you know what I mean, on your own?
Yeah, I did past papers and watch YouTube videos.
So you and Danzel did a similar thing. Watch YouTube videos.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Sorry, Minister.
No, I was asking her if she also utilized AI in her practice and so on for the mathematics.
Yes.
So you're letting out some tips to other students, which is good. Would you recommend that? Both of you, would you recommend that other students who are into mathematics do the same thing?
Yes.
It helps.
Yeah.
But specifically, AI is not always right. So you gotta review over your work.
Right.
For a past teacher like me now, AI is I'm ignorant.
Artificial intelligence. But Cecil, I deliberately asked this question because one, a lot of times when we hear about AI, persons talk about it as if it is going to bring the world to an end.
I know.
Right? Yes, it has many challenges, but we can also utilize it for the good. And it's part of what we refer to now as educational technology or education technology. And Pijan will tell you more about this. But the truth is, we have to have a greater integration of education technology in the teaching learning process. And we know, it's not a matter of predicting, we know that with a greater level of integration, it is going to enhance performances. And very importantly, a number of our students are not waiting. They're actually utilizing the education technology so that teachers and the leadership of the school, they just have to get on board.
Get with it.
Yes.
And Dian, did you do a lot of did you use
Past
YouTube
papers.
past papers on
Yes,
YouTube
please.
as well?
Yes, please.
Did you use AI also?
No.
You see that? And the other two students who are here that use AI. So then what about AI? Why did you go to AI and what about it that you think helped you?
Well, AI, it depends on the question you ask. It sometimes sometimes it just go more advanced than your level.
Oh,
So sometimes you have to
see.
say grade 10, grade 11.
Okay. Just as Zoe said, you have to check back in your. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you know anybody else from your school who did mathematics and passed?
Yes.
And what was their method of preparing? Did you discuss it with them?
No.
Okay.
Person is a female.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't discuss with that person.
Okay.
I have a question for Minister King. Can you determine exactly what is the issue that contribute to the number of ungraded? So much so you have to go and have an inquiry.
Most of the times, Pigeon, I think it has to do with the entering of marks, especially from SBAs, because and you as a former teacher would know that sometimes, depending on the internet coverage or the quality of the internet at the particular time, you might do an entry and think that everything is good, only to discover sometime after that entry that you did was not really received. And when CXC now looking at the information, they would not see that. You would be convinced that you enter it, but it will not be there. And hence there's a challenge, because once you do not submit all the papers for whatever subject, you're going to be ungrading. Okay, so you have SBAs, you have the paper 2 and the paper 1. To be graded, all the papers must be submitted.
All right, so we've been going at it for a while. I think there may be listeners who wish to ask some questions or to make some comments. And I would like us now to open up the line for those persons who wish to comment. The number to call is 457-9997. And you can call us. You call us via WhatsApp using that number, or just call us. That would take us to the regular line. So it's 457-9997. And in studio, we have Minister King, and we have 2 students from the West St. George Secondary School who just did CXC. You have Dion Black and Denzel Wynn. And online we have
Denzel Glynn.
Glenn, sorry. I called you Wynn before. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, Glenn. And online we have Zoe Daniel, and she attended. She's from the Girls High School. Yes, all right. So sorry about that, Denzel. My apology. So if you wish to ask a question or make any comment, you can call us now, 457-9997. In the meantime, Minister, I noticed that I saw it on social media that the Mary Hutchinson Primary School is going to be ready for. Before you do though, we have a call, so we go to the line and take the call. Make sure you put on your headphone, otherwise you won't be able to hear. Good afternoon, welcome to the program.
Grand rising, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon to you.
And online. Yeah, I am speaking about education. But my name is Daniel Roots. Before I say the 4 issue I want to speak about, let me ask Minister King one question. As ministers in office in Parliament, and then you have some in opposition that is shadow ministers. Why should someone call ministers in Parliament honorable, Minister King?
Well, there's convention that, generally speaking, members of Parliament are addressed with the title of honorable. And that has been so throughout the British parliamentary history system, British parliamentary system. It's really convention.
Okay. I might take that. I have 4 issues here where I speak about. I don't know if the time is committed there. But
No, it depends.
want to
I'll
talk
monitor
about-
your time and tell you when you can go any further. Go ahead. Ask your first one.
Well, yeah, because the 4 issues here is about education to construction in Kenawan and the 3 portfolio, Prime Minister, Minister of National Security.
Just go to your
and Minister of
question.
One
Just
South any island,
yeah. Just go to your
you know.
question.
But
otherwise-
there is no. I just highlight them, you know. But I did invite you all to come there and station.
Hold
So I
on.
don't know if you want to come and get them.
You invited who?
Mhm.
You invited who?
Ralph, you always saying Ralph, and I know that's why you want to cut there.
Well, my friend, on this
Yes, well,
program,
that's why
on this program, especially we have some youngsters on this program now. We have to do it the right way. If you're not prepared to do that, I'm sorry, we cannot accommodate you. Sorry. So the number is 457-9997 to call if you wish to be part of our discussion. And we urge you, when you call, to be respectful and to do the proper thing. If you don't want to do that, I'm sorry, we cannot and we will not accommodate you on this program once I'm here as the moderator.
Yeah, Cecil,
Yes.
just quickly, yes, we are getting the schools in Union Island ready. And the Mary Hutchinson Primary School, that there was one particular building, the kitchen section, that really was behind schedule, but it would be up and ready in time. I want to go back to CXC though, and I was looking at the results for the schools at the furthest end. Now, why I'm saying schools at the furthest end, because part of our government strategy is to bring all the schools to a level where they can deliver same or comparative quality education as any other institution in the country.
Pijan, that sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
right. And as I'm saying, we are not there yet because we still have some of our schools that don't have the resources to offer, let us say, the full science programs. But nevertheless, I was looking at the school. If you take Sandy Bay Secondary School, they have consistently been improving, okay? But this year, their result is 66%. Union Island, and I want to single out Union Island because remember, Union Island Secondary School, that school was split into 2. Remember that? We had one part of the campus at Arnesville and the other part in Union Island. So that presented some challenges because you then have, say, a subject like geography will now be split with 2 teachers, and Pijan will tell you, following the CXC system where you have to do SBAs and so on, it calls for very good coordination so that everyone is on par. Nevertheless, they were able to deal with all of those challenges, and they too recorded a pass rate of 66%. In North Leeward, at Shomoka, the percentage pass rate is 64%, and in Pettibodel is 54%. And I would say this because already we are discussing strategies that we can use to deal with the challenges confronting these schools, especially those on the North Leeward end. We definitely have a challenge with attracting teachers in particular subject areas in the North Leeward area. And so we are, I'm not going to say it on air just yet, but we are looking at concrete strategies that we can use to attract persons to work in that area, because Chumuka has shown improvement, but we still have to work on getting them up there. During last year, we actually commissioned and enhanced their science laboratory, okay? But we have to have the teachers to teach. Look, that area, for example, the North Leeward area, they just came through, like many of us, but more so because of their location, the challenges associated with a volcanic eruption. And it was difficult for us to find counselors where you can have a residential counselor at each school. When I say residential, who is stationed at each school to provide that sort of support that the students would need. So sometimes when we look at their performances, we have to factor in also the challenges that impact on the ability to perform. And as a government committed to education, we have to find ways and strategies to meet these challenges so that we give them a chance to perform like anybody else.
Chair, I know that you wanted to come in. I see you.
No, I just probe in my mind. You have Petty Bedell Secondary.
Yes.
You said you mentioned the performance
Yes.
in terms of the pass rate, and so forth. But in terms of the science laboratory, is it that the students, do they come together and use one facility? If you have a shortage of teachers, do you structure the timetable in such a way where schools can combine to utilize the resources, or do they still have to?
No, we do so, but we have not done so yet in the North Leeward area. But those are things that we are looking at because we have done it in different areas before. Yes?
I think where the challenges is really in the single sciences, physics, chemistry, biology.
That's right.
But the integrated science, which are what we used to call
Right.
general science
Science.
back in the day,
That is not
that is okay.
Yes.
But it's the single science, it's difficult to find personnel to teach those subject areas.
Let me just remind our listeners that the number to call 457-9997, and you can call us on both WhatsApp using that number, WhatsApp and the regular line. Yes, Joe, sorry.
Yeah, and the same. So you have like the physics and the chemistry and so forth. So how many schools?
Joel, can you read a question, please? You have a call in. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to all.
Yes.
Good afternoon to all. This is Mr. Cumberbatch.
Mr. Cumberbatch.
Teacher from
West St. John
Yeah.
Secondary, I recognize you.
West
Oh,
St. Jude.
I see you guys smiling, so they recognize your voice. Dion and Denzel.
Yes, yes.
Welcome.
Yes, yes.
Good to have you on.
Yes. Good morning to all again, including the students. Yes, I want to congratulate the students this morning. I think they did a very good job, and especially Glenn and Diane. We're very proud of these children.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very proud, and we just wish them all the best. So, I could just share the percentage at least.
Of
Very
course.
For
Of
the
course. Thank you very much.
yes, yeah. So we had a 75.23% pass rate for this year. We last year it was 63.67. So we see we have a sizable increase. We know we want to hit higher.
Yes.
So there's still room for improvement. But I must say that our teachers are working hard, and the children, yeah, they're doing the best. Still need to make sure we keep them on track, as I think both of them would have said how difficult and challenging it is sometimes to focus.
Yes.
Yes. So you could imagine sometimes the teachers, how it could be a little challenging as well. But yeah, we think we on track. Just some notable performance. Something I want to talk about that will enhance our I believe, enhance our program because we are subjects like food and nutrition, family life and resource management, now technical drawing and so forth. Now we were unable to do those at school, so we had to go down to the technical. So it's just a small amount they could yes, small number. But for this year, we had very good results in some of these areas. 100% pass, 87% pass in family life and resource management, and food and nutrition 100%, etc. So those two especially, we hoping to introduce this term, this year. So more than likely we'll have
at the school.
Yes, at the school, yes. So you'll have a much larger number doing it and getting involved. And we plan to see how much we could, how many of these subjects we could introduce back into the school itself so that as many students can participate. So far, in terms of just do some higher Spanish. We never really did, Spanish as a subject in the Form 5 on a regular basis or so forth. But we tried this year and we were successful with 100%.
Okay.
So you want to big up those.
How many
children and
students
the
did
teacher.
did Spanish?
Well, as we say, it's not much. Not much. Only we tried 2, and both of them pass. Right. So we hope it now.
100% is 100%.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. And what we hoping, because we want to inspire others. We want to inspire others to take it up because, sometimes our student can be a little timid. So with this performance and other performances, we're hoping that it can help the students to get a little more, courageous, so that they could attempt. We have many more. So that's the process we are taking it piece, little by little. It's a 1-1 full basket. And if we continue so later on, and we could have a larger classes.
Yes.
Yes. And yes, so in terms of subject like visual arts, we had 100% accounts, 100% principles of business. We moved from 70 to 96, and the list goes on and on. So there were general improvements in many areas. So we're hoping to keep that up and move on. Yes, but I'm saying that it's a start. It's a start in some of these areas, and hopefully we'll get other children coming on board, getting brave, as we'll say, so that we could increase the numbers.
Mr. Komabash, how would you rate the support from the community and in particular the parents of the students or guardians?
I think we need more. I don't think we have enough participation and involvement by the community and the parents. I think we need a lot more because we know parental involvement is critical in success of students' academic achievement. So that is one of the things that we want to see how we could beef up, how we could get parents more involved in their children's education. Yeah, so we definitely need much more participation and involvement with our parents. So we're going to try and work on that as much as possible and see how far we could get.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Komabash? You guys, you want to say anything to your principal?
Well, not well.
I'm talking to Denzel and Diane. Your teacher is on. Your principal is on.
Not principal, senior teacher.
Yeah.
Senior teacher. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I just want to thank him for all the help and the support because he really helped me a lot in IT and EDPM.
Denzel?
I just want to thank you also. Like what Dion said, I just want to thank you for pushing us for completing our SPA, especially our SPA. I was giving us chances and I was making us and pushing us to complete our assignment on time. And yeah, just thank you.
Okay.
Sister-
Yes, Mr. Yes, Minister, you're going to?
Yes, I'm just going to say that West St. George Secondary School is one of those schools that was very critical in terms of the commencement of the education revolution, if I could put it that way. In that was one of the new schools that was started to accommodate the students. That school started back in 2005. Yes, around there. And it did well, despite the many challenges it had in that very first year. And since then, except for a short period when they started declining their academic performance, the school is always there and thereabout. The challenge that school has, though, is its image. And as the senior teacher was indicating, they're going to be on a quest to have a greater level of involvement of the community. Because I spent 2 years at that school in the early period when they wrote the exam the first 2 years. And I always make the point that those students, they were mocked, laughed at, bullied in some instances. I'm talking about from the general community. They were called children from school with special needs.
CWS and
CWSA. They were called workers at CWSA because of their uniform. But what I remember under the leadership of ASFO Stephen, well, even before ASFO, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yes. And we got the teachers to motivate the students. I can recall teachers speaking at General Assembly on mornings to students, and the teachers breaking down and crying, and students crying because of the impact of what the teachers were saying. To the extent that when they wrote the first CXC examination, first one, they placed 11th out of the 22 secondary schools at the time, and they returned a result of 59.4%. I remember it like yesterday. And the unfortunate thing is that despite their performance, the very next year when students were supposed to turn up for registration, you had a situation where the week before school was open, there were only 35 students registered out of a possible 90. Why? Because persons did not want their students to attend the school. I was there as deputy to ASFO, so I remember dealing with the registration that year, and I could not believe, right? So what I'm saying...
But it's different now.
Because
the performance is
we
what?
get in there.
Okay.
Yes,
but we get in there. Okay, go ahead.
No comment. You can go ahead. You are the school.
Okay. Yes, I'm saying it's improving. It's not totally over because we still have some challenges still with the community, but we get in there. We're fighting hard, as you said, from Miss Hippolyte's time to Stevens to Miss Williams up to this time. We're going bit by bit and overcoming bit by bit. Hopefully, it will finally go one of these days. But we get in there.
And would you say that the performance as in this year is proving you to be correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
And other performances in the past as well. Because as you said, we had some slippage, yes, but we there and we're working hard, and teachers are working hard, I must say. So we want to I want to congratulate them, big them up this morning as well, and we promise that we'll try and do our very best all the time. All the time.
Yeah, if I just add an 18% improvement year on year is perhaps one of the best performances in terms of relative among all the secondary schools in St. Vincent. And I think West St. George should use that to promote the school and so forth. And then 75% is commendable. And I think now with children in primary school and so on, as they approach to do the CPA and so on, should recognize that, well, West St. George, if it's not their first choice, they should regard it as the second choice and so on, particularly if you live in West St. George, or East St. George. And there's an opportunity now. So let us see what happens in 2026 as you promote the school. So it's up to you now to market, to build and promote the school, and have programs that can actually even encourage primary school children to come to the school, have sessions and so on, to see what the school actually does and offers and so on.
And Kamabash, do you have programs in say culture and sports, agriculture? What other programs do you have?
Yes, we have the agriculture. We have we kind of struggling with the sports right now. We need to try and see how we could involve the community with the sports, help us with the cricket and so forth, because we don't really have teachers, in this who deal with most with cricket and this stuff.
Okay.
So cricket is a little challenge now. The theater arts, we struggling for a music teacher. I think we were told that it appears as if nobody is applying for music. So there's a little challenge as well. Hopefully somebody can apply for the music section. But yes,
I remember experiencing one of the best female youngster bass player.
Yes.
Is she still there at the school?
Yes, she's still at the school. She's going to Form 5 now. Yes,
she's a boss player. She's a boss bass player.
Yes. So if anybody could help us out, encourage somebody to apply for the music section and send them to West St. George Secondary School. That would help a lot.
Wait, what about this?
Yes.
Mr. Government, this sign, I'm being a little bit facetious here now, but there's this wonderful sign that was supposed to be put up at the main road, at the entrance to the school, and I believe a minister had made a commitment to ensure that the sign is up.
I wonder if it's this minister.
I would like to think so.
I actually secured the sign. I actually got it done.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't want to say on air, because I was involved as well, but I don't want to say it on air.
Fair enough.
I can say it. The challenge is that where the sign was supposed to be erected, the particular owner objected.
Oh,
okay. So then there's a next section, a next area identified. But because of the road project, and that would impact it, it doesn't make sense that you put it up now in that area, since it might be impacted.
Okay.
Huh? But I am like Providence, man. I mean, I am really disappointed, because I believe there must be that sign to say there lies West St. George.
Yes. But I was going to ask also about in the F culture. I asked your youngsters already this morning if they're pan players, and both of them said no. So I was wondering, in the interest of pan, you're not one of those schools that has interest in pan, are you?
Yeah, we have pan.
You do?
Pan. But yes, we have pan. But that's what I'm saying. But to get somebody to do it is a challenge. Because nobody seem to be applying for that area. The music areas, as far as this, it's difficult to get a teacher to teach music. That's what,
Well, the police.
So yes,
the,
we have pan.
the police.
We
The
have pan and
police.
everything.
The police is always there. Call on them. They may have. They may release somebody.
Maybe we'll have to go to that route and see how we could involve the police to come in.
Yeah, because I
do
know they just
something.
had a graduation summer program. Youngsters who graduated from Pan.
In all fairness, though, they had an excellent music teacher in a Cuban, right? It was,
Yes.
Yeah, Carbach was
Yes.
right, but he unfortunately had to leave. So
Oh, I see.
Actually,
we're still trying to find a replacement.
Joel, you were sorry, cut you when you were coming in just now.
Yeah, I'm going to make two comments. I was just thinking whether or not West St. George as a constituency, whether it has a recognized pan side. And I say maybe it will be maybe a good pan side for West St. George as a whole can emerge out of a program of the school itself and so on. And then my question is, what percentage of the school, the teaching population, are male / female? Roughly.
Oh, I didn't have that. Roughly, I think it's not. It's.
Would you say it's three or four female teachers to one male, or something like that?
No, I think it's a little closer. It should be a little closer.
It should be about 30%, just above 30%.
Be male, yes. I was thinking, I asked it in the context of the cricket program, because sometimes, the more females, although these days that we need to encourage female cricket as well. But the cricket program in the school is very, very, very important.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Bascom.
Coming back.
Sorry, come back.
But I just want to say before he goes that the students here represent the school very, very, very well. And I think you should
Definitely. Definitely.
You should embrace them for future presentations on behalf of the school.
Yes.
Yes.
Let them speak for the school and be ambassadors for the school.
Yes. Can I make one announcement?
Yes.
Please?
Yes.
In terms of our orientation day, it was slated for Wednesday, but we had to postpone to Thursday of this week. So it's not Wednesday anymore. It would be Thursday at 9. We begin at 9 a.m. And everybody be seated by 8:45. So we're moving it from Wednesday to Thursday of this week.
All right, Mr. Kamabash, thank you very much for calling in
Yes,
support
all
of
the
the
best.
program. All right, thank you very much. Have a
Yes,
good day.
thanks.
We're getting closer to you. I know you guys been on here a long time and you're tired. Zoe, are you there still?
Yes.
Oh, you are. I thought you were taking a rest, a nap, but you're there. All right, so we're going to round up now. So I'm going to give each of you guys a chance to say how you feel about being here and give us some assurance in terms of, we have a call. We have to go to this call. A number of calls are coming in now that we are ending up. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
The King and I.
Yeah, question.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. King, what has been done we've seen over the years the deplorable condition in some of the schools. What has been done to address that?
Be specific. You say some of the school. Which ones you talking about?
Well, I'm going back to Searchlight, the Kingston Anglican School, leaking roof, broken electrical outlet.
All right, so
rotten
that's
cupboard,
so that's one. So that's one. What?
and the Lowman's Leeward Anglican.
Okay, that's it. Okay, well,
there might be more. I'm sure Robbie could give you more.
Okay, so I will address that.
You staying online?
Okay.
Or are you going off?
I'll go off.
All right. Thanks for calling. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, to the caller and to our listeners.
Minister, before you answer, let me just do something. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, sister. How are you doing? Good afternoon, Minister Curtis King.
Good
Yes,
afternoon, Aidisha.
I am sorry to steal a few moments at the end of your program, but I was resting after a wonderfully magnificent, fantastic day yesterday.
Okay.
So I call in firstly to big up WFM for their assistance through this program. Yourself, sister, I didn't see you. I did not see P. John.
Well, you must answer. You must.
so
You
I
need
guess
to
you
answer your.
guys
Phone.
have
You
a
need to
address
answer your.
with me.
You need to answer your phone. I was calling to explain my absence, but you didn't answer your phone.
Oh, I'm so very sorry. I was resting, as
Oh,
I
I
said,
see.
after a wonderful event.
All right. So you see the value
All
of.
right, so I'm
hold on. You see the value of promoting, doing your promotion on WFM.
Well, I would say it's a combination.
No,
I
no,
would not put all the credit to
You're on
WFM.
WFM now.
But there's a large crowd.
I would
I
say
pass
we
by.
were on WFM, we were on Boom Radio, we were on Hot
No.
97,
Don't talk about
we were on Bay Hill
Don't
News
talk about
Network.
other. Don't talk
We were
about
on
other
NBC.
radio station. No, this is the one. You don't forget, Aidisha. Pijan would remind you. This is the premier.
Well, as I'm saying,
This
I'm
is the
grateful for
premier
WFM, but I
station.
cannot put all the credit on WFM. It would be very wrong of me to do so.
But you got to not see me. I'm a
But I'm
nocturnal
very
bird.
grateful.
Yeah, Pijan is saying.
I mean, after all,
Pigeon
when
is
I went
answering your
to
question.
introduce the Barbadian representative to the PM, he said we took up 4 hours on the radio.
Who said that?
I know I stole some of his time. Yes.
Who said that?
The PM was at the event.
Oh, he was there. Okay.
Yeah, so he passed through and met on different persons from the different countries.
Yeah. But you say
And
you know why he made a statement?
When he was there, I introduced him to Barbados.
Okay. But you know why he made a statement? He's fully aware of
No,
the.
he said I was introducing him to the Barbadian representative, and he said, "Yes, I heard you. After all, you guys took up 2 hours on the radio."
And I'm telling you why he said that. Because he knows
why?
that WFM and this program in particular is the premier program listened to by all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and others.
Okay, sister.
All right.
Okay, sister.
All right, Aidisha. So
I'm
things
just
went
calling
well.
to tell the public thank you
Yes.
for coming out. It was a wonderful day. The Almighty blessed us with a wonderful day. A little scattered showers here and there, but nothing to talk about. It was a wonderful sunny day, and everybody seemed to have enjoyed it. Obviously, as well, our Minister of Finance, Camilo, came through. He saw the activity, he saw how it was a great event. And, we must thank all the different government ministries who supported us in one way or another, financially, in kind, and all the other businesses who did support us as well. We would have a public release with all the names and make sure everybody is thanked. But, on to ISL Fest 2026.
Not yet, not for not this morning. But I want to ask about this morning's program. Were you listening to any of it?
No, as I said, Cecil, I'm very sorry. I just came up and I heard a gentleman before talking about the absence of a music teacher.
He is the senior teacher from the Western George Secondary School, because we have 2 of his youngsters in studio right now, Denzel Glynn and Dion Black, and they're representing very well. They just finished.
Well, I am happy for the young persons to be out there as well. I had some very good relations with Western George. My son attended there.
Mm-hmm.
I know Mr. King started out as the first principal at that school.
No. I was deputy.
And I think it's a great model. I love the campus, the setting, the interior area. I think they do a great work there.
Mm-hmm.
And I encourage some persons to join in as it relates for a music teacher. But I wish
somebody who's
all the best for the school. As I said, it's my son alma mater, and he did pretty well there.
Okay.
And I wish all the teachers and staff and students all the best in whatever they may endeavor to in the future.
So somebody who could chip in with the music side?
No, but
okay.
We had a wonderful band last night, and I'm thinking I would have to ask them if there anybody there who's willing to teach music.
Yeah.
We had the Ultimate Prize Band came and perform at ISL Fest, and they did a superb job.
Okay, well.
So I'm not sure who
Find out from one of them.
directs the band per se.
Yeah.
But if they can find some time.
And
to
even
get
the
back
air
to
of
the school
pan,
in some way or the other.
Aidisha, even in the air of pan, they need some an instructor as well. They could do it an
Sorry?
instructor. In the area of pan, they could do it an instructor.
In the area of pan.
Yeah, to assist
Okay.
the program.
All right.
Aidisha?
Well, I'll see.
Aidisha?
Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Joel Providence. I'm not so sure if you know me, but...
Oh, Joel, I'm very sorry. I didn't hear your voice. I'm so sorry you're there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes, Bamba. Yes, I can't remember the name. That.
No nickname. No nickname on the no nickname on the program. No nickname.
All right, I was just thinking of as you commended Cecil commended the performance of the students, the three of them on radio this morning. I was thinking of offering them a gift certificate that they can redeem at a bookstore in Kingstown. And I haven't made that announcement yet, except what I've just said. Except what I've just said. But I'm just thinking as well that there's a place in Annesville, not too far from Integrated Medical Center, where they can go and get some good healthy.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, Joel.
Oh shucks!
I know what you're talking about, but I support the book voucher. I would go for the book voucher.
I am now committing to giving you guys a $25 each gift voucher that you can use at Scoops and Treats to have ice cream or treats or milkshake.
A good healthy milkshake. And
we are currently closed. We'll reopen when school is open.
That's fine. Look, that's great. Great.
Thank you, Joel, for pulling that out of me on air.
Great. All right.
That's how it is. We must give the young persons a little treat when they're doing great.
Okay.
All right, so Scoops and Treats. You see, I guess free advertisement. Please check us out at Fountain Stretch.
Yes. All right.
And Treats. We have all sorts of goodies in store.
Yeah.
All right, Aidisha.
All right, have a wonderful day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, and I'll just make the commitment
Yes.
to the trees, to Zoe, to Dion, and to Denzel. But I just have to speak with the bookstore in Kingston, and I just need to have their phone numbers, their parents' phone numbers, and then can see where that goes from there. But it has to be some reading material.
Great. Yeah.
So just closing and by saying to the caller that every year we engage Braxa to do repairs to the school every single year. And in fact, sometimes we do extensive work depending on the needs of the particular institution. And at other times we do basic wear and tear repairs. As for example, this year, most of the work that we are doing, basically doing repairs to plumbing and electricals. In the case of the Kingston Anglican School that he mentioned, he is probably living abroad because we did extensive work on that school to bring it to the level where it is. And presently, we are constructing a new school for the Kingston Anglican School right behind the Victoria Park, right? So the caller can check that out. The other school he mentioned, the Lowman's Leeward School, that school was repaired also, I think, 2 years ago, right? Where they definitely had a challenge. And I went there myself and it was repaired. But as I'm saying, every year we do maintenance work.
Could you at the same time comment on the timeline for the completion of the Thomas Sanders and Girls High School? What's the situation in regard to those?
Well, as I wouldn't say I could comment on the timeline. What I would say that basically those projects will be commencing soon because we have already gone out. In the case of one, the Girls High School, we have already reached the stage of signing the contract with the new, well, the person would be doing that school and so on. So what I would say is that these schools are earmarked to commence sometime this year, and hopefully they would be ready within the time specified. Most, in the case of the Girls High School, I think that time period is 12 months. Okay, but I wouldn't want to comment on the finishing date until it is actually started. Yeah?
Or just one or two messages or WhatsApp comments, and let me just post them, Minister, and then we can, well, we'll see how it goes from there. This question is there a way we can redesign the system where some CXC subjects are taken in Form 4? I think that's based on a comment that Denzel had made earlier. Somebody's asking this question.
Well, of course, everything is open for review. What I would say now, some schools do in fact offer subjects in Form 4. For example, some schools do the general mathematics program in Form 4 and then do additional maths in Form 5, and that has been happening for a time. And in any event, we know that some schools for a long time now, some schools do subjects from Form 4.
Question more for you guys. Good afternoon, all. Very good program, especially hearing the voices of the young persons. Can you ask them what for them has been their greatest challenge throughout their educational journey, and what advice they can give to other young students, based on their own challenges? Any quick response? Diana or Denzel? You want me to read the question again?
Yeah.
Oh, let me read it again. Can you ask them what for you has been your greatest challenge throughout? That's the one part.
Okay. I would say studying, like keeping up with studying all the time.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. And in that sense, what advice will you give to other students who are listening to you?
When your teachers give you assignment, do not, if they give a long time to do it, don't say, okay, you know what, next week, so I could always do it. No, when they give you, do it one time so work and go back up on you so you won't be overstressed. And just keep on studying and reading. Yeah.
All right. Denzel, what would you say? What has been the greatest challenge during your study time?
I would say that it is hard to study.
Okay.
I would just say it's hard to study.
Yes.
It's very not easy to study. It's based on your mindset,
okay,
mostly.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, for other people, I would say just try maintain your time and not waste too much time lacking off, and at least study like once or twice a week.
Okay. Okay. So you have a schedule.
Yeah.
Zoe,
Yes.
how would you respond? What has been your greatest challenge throughout your educational journey?
My biggest challenge was staying focused.
And what advice would you give to other students based on that challenge?
Well, my advice is to set a goal. And if you want to achieve these goals, well, you have to keep studying and focusing on your schoolwork.
Okay. All right. There's another. Good afternoon. I've been following the program of geography for the past few years as a geography teacher. And recently, the performance seems to be fairly low, both in quality and quantity. That is not for the students. That might be for the minister. Is it possible for the minister, to share some information on the performance in geography? Minister, any? If you don't have the data, don't
Right, because no,
you don't
have to go back. Yeah, no. But that once we do the analysis, once we get the final information from CXC, that will be shared. Yes, because we do keep the results from over a period of time.
Okay.
I just said I had to go back to it.
And just quickly, this person, good day. Can you ask Minister King if he can go through the pass rates for the schools if he hasn't done so already? I don't think we have a lot of time, Minister. I don't know if you. But there's another part of this question. I came in a very informative program and glad to hear West St. George Secondary School represented. Okay, that's for you guys.
Well, without, I don't know what they meant by going through. I mean, calling all these schools.
It seems to me that's what the person is asking.
I think you listed the schools that reach at least the 60.
You did already.
Yes. Basically, what I said, I identified those schools that scored above 80%, 8 altogether, 2 in the 90s and 6 in the 80s. And then I mentioned some other schools who scored in the 70s, okay? West St. George Secondary being one of those schools and so on. And I mentioned that there were 10 schools who scored in the 60s, 3 in the 50s, and there are 2 schools who scored below 50%, that is to say, between 40 and 49, giving you a total of 28 schools that sat the 2025 CXC examinations.
All right, so Denzel, do you want to say anything else on the program or anything you want to say just to round up because we come to the end of the program? Yes.
I just want to thank you for getting me here and be able to speak on live. This is my first time being on live.
Good. Oh, you did well. You did very well. You did very well.
I just want to thank my parents, especially thank any of my family members, thank my teachers for pushing me. It was a journey for 5 years. I just want to thank everyone who are supporting me, my friends, my family, especially my mother and father. Just thank you.
And thank you very much for coming this morning to be on the program with us. I'll come back to that in a while. But I understand that both of your prefects?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Oh.
Congrats. Yeah. And Zoe, any roundup remarks you want to make?
I want to thank you for having me on this program. I had a fun time and share my experience with everyone.
Great. Minister King, it's your rounded up.
Yes. Well, thanks very much, Cecil, for having me again. But I must say, I really enjoy listening to the students. So for the first time, I was here basically as a backup. I didn't have to do all that talking, but it was very insightful and hearing some of the views of the students. I mean, that is always important. You know, back in the days, we promoted student councils. We are still promoting student councils. And the last check I checked, there were only about 7 of them functioning. But I want to encourage the secondary schools in particular to continue to encourage the students to organize themselves into student councils, because believe me, these students do have an input to make in the general upkeep, management, and the general performance of these schools, all-round performance. So thank you very much for having me here, and I look forward to coming back some other time as we move
Soon,
into
Minister.
the new
There are
school
other things
year.
I want.
Yes.
There are other things I want to raise, but I don't have
Of
time
course.
this morning.
Yes.
And after have you back sometime soon.
Of course.
In the meantime, thank you very much for responding now and for giving support to the program, and in particular the youngsters around this morning. And you guys, you all did extremely well. Thank you very much. Denzel, thank you very much. And I want to thank your parents, and in particular your dad, for facilitating your being here this morning. And Diane, thank you very much also for being here with us this morning. You guys have a lot of potential. Make sure you realize your potential. And anytime you want to come back to share anything that you have done or you're doing or you have discovered and you want to come on this program, just give me a call. I'm serious about that. Well, Peter knows that when we say this, we're serious.
My only advice to them, it's a wonderful program. It's good to hear the students. And I'm advising you to go to the website and download and archive the program.
It's on Facebook.
Listen to it in the next 10 years.
Yes, it will be on Facebook, so you can go and look back at it. And Zoe, thank you very much as well, and your parents for allowing you to be on the program with us this morning. We're sorry we didn't have you in studio with us, but it's all right, next time.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. So this is the end of our program, and we want to thank all those people who listened to us and who interacted with us. And we want to all wish you all a very happy rest of Sunday. My name is Cecil Ryan on behalf of the entire crew. Good afternoon.